about to talk about Andrew Wiggins. And this is a guy who's had a lot of fodder around his name of late, with it all ending in question marks because it seems like no one knows why Andrew Wiggins has missed 22 games, to be specific, while dealing with a family issue. This is one that's been sitting on my hot topic list for a long time. How should I approach this? Well, I'm going to do it the way that I approach everything, with respect. And out of respect for Andrew Wiggins, because I don't know the reason. And yeah, I have heard the same reason y'all have heard as well. But I wish that on nobody, no man. And because I can't confirm that, I will not go there. And it's funny because a fan hit me up and said, quote, "I know it's none of our business, but what the hell happened? Dude pulled a Kyrie and basically didn't show up to work for a month or two, then gets to magically show up and play again. Imagine if I did that at my job. I'd be unemployed." Yes, you would. And no, he isn't. It's just not the way it works in sports. There are reputable reasons, right, that people miss time from work, even though in the moment you're questioning, like, what the hell? Remember when Tom Brady missed 11 days of training camp? 11 days of training camp is like 4 lifetimes. You know how like dog years and 7 years of a human year? Like you miss a day of training camp. Oh, the sky is falling. Coach is like, hey, where the hell is Brady? But that was Tom Brady. He missed not one day, 11 days and came back. What was the reason? He didn't tell us. We found out probably what the reason was. He ends up getting divorced shortly thereafter, correct? Personal reasons. What about Lane Johnson, who missed 3 games before? And everybody was like, why? And Lane Johnson cleared the air. He's dealt with depression and anxiety. So, right, reputable reason. But in the moment, you're like, huh? And this is how we are all wired. When we don't know, we don't sit still. We guess. We search everywhere, no matter where you go on Google, to find out why. And sometimes your Google takes you to some deep, dark places. I don't know if the rumor is true. You don't know if the rumor is true. And to me, because that one, if it is true, is so painful, can't go there. But I'm the king of levity. One thing about me is no matter what you bring to me, I'm going to laugh at it. I don't give a damn. I'm going to laugh at my pain. So we're going to go through this situation and just give you some other athletes that have missed time before for personal reasons or whatever it may be. And you find out the reason and you're like, are you serious? So hopefully I bring a smile to y'all face, or at least Andrew Wiggins if you're watching this right now. All right, let's talk about Michael Taylor. Y'all know him? Me either. Oakland A's outfielder, right? He just learned to be more careful with his gum. Dude missed a week of spring training games after tossing away some gum. And while he tossed it, he cut his pinky finger and hit it on the light fixture. You imagine missing a week of games because you try to throw your gum away and cut your finger? That was hilarious. Jose Cardinal, you know who he is? Me either. All right. He was missing because he said he couldn't blink. Y'all heard me. He said he couldn't blink. You imagine going to, hey, coach, I can't play today. Why? Can't blink. What? Now, it's the same dude who had missed a couple games before because he told his coach, I couldn't sleep last night. Coach said, why? Man, there were crickets in the hotel room, kept me up all night. I don't know who he is, but he's hilarious. Ricky Henderson, we all know him. Oh, man, he passed out before with an ice pack on his ankle, causing him to get frostbite. And it was so bad he had to miss 3 games. You know what's crazy about that story? That happened to me before in Buffalo. I remember I came home from practice. I had a thigh bruise, right? So I had to stretch it. And then they said, put an ice pack on it. I was tired, burnt, not only from the rehab, but from the practice. Laying there in one of them Craftmatic lazy boy things, it was vibrating, doing all this stuff, and I had my ice pack on my thigh, and I was like, it just put me to sleep. I woke up like an hour or 2 later, and I was like, ice pack on me, and immediately out of reflex, grabbed it to rip it off, and literally my whole thigh came with it. And I was like, it was stuck. It stuck to my damn thigh. One of those, and you shouldn't use these. They say not on raw skin, but the ones you put in the freezer and then you can reuse, that sucker was stuck to my thigh. I had to wait for it to thaw out and finally peeled it off. And to this day, I still got the thigh scar from that freezer burn. That was hilarious. Yes. What about Ian Stewart? Y'all remember him? Oh, man, he had a headbutt to the nose. And you're like, oh, I get that. That's, that hurts, right? You get a headbutt to the nose, missed a few days of spring training. Oh, he didn't tell everybody at first, but it was because his 4-year-old daughter did it. So that's something I can say right now. Araya just headbutts me, right? You imagine missing a few days because your daughter headbutts you? Hilarious. Chris Hansen. Oh, this one was crazy. I actually remember this one. Happened in Jacksonville. Remember Jack Del Rio had that slogan that we're going to chop wood? And then he had an actual axe and a real axe and real wood in the locker room. Well, Chris Hansen took a swipe and missed. And on his non-kicking foot, took a little chunk of flesh with the axe. You imagine pregame, this dude does this and that. Oh, man, silly. We got Nate Burleson. Oh, this is hilarious. All right, he broke his arm. All right, football players break their arm. What's new about that? He broke his arm because he got into a car accident trying to protect his pizza from sliding across the car while he was driving home. You imagine that? Like the car is swerving. He's trying to get the pizza, and then he crashes and breaks his arm. Got to go back to the facility. Oh, yeah, I broke my arm. I was trying to recover the pizza. Hilarious. Sammy Sosa. This is a crazy one, too. This dude sneezed, achoo, and sneezed so hard he got back spasms. Sneezed so hard that he got back spasms and had to miss 15 days on the 15-day disabled list because of the back spasms that came from him sneezing. Huh? And this is my last one. I got to laugh at this one. Jeff Baker missed the game for giving a high five. All right? Huh? No, he gave a high five that failed, and he took a slap. His hands swelled up to the point where he couldn't grip the bat and had to miss the game because of a high five going too hard or going hella wrong. Crazy, right? Man, I'm just saying all this because I'm hoping that Andrew Wiggins has some kind of reason, personal reason, that none of us has thought about, but maybe can make this list, because I hope it doesn't make the other list. I hope it doesn't make the list what we've all heard in rumor, because boy, would that hurt.